YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review and a special Kickstarter review. And today I'm very excited to check out Heroes and Tricks from Pencil First Games LLC. This is for 2 to 6 players, ages 8+. It'll take you about 20 minutes to play. Coming to a Kickstarter review very, very soon. And this is a bluffing, blind bidding mixture of a trick-taking game and that classic game of telephone, with some special gear cards thrown in to boot. What in the world am I talking about? Let's open it up and I'll tell you about it. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Heroes and Tricks. Before I get started, I do want to mention this is the promotional copy in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. So first and foremost, we got our handy dandy rule booklet. It's about 7-8 pages, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples, and it's a very well done rule booklet. It will have you up and running in no time at all, so big thumbs up on that. So Heroes and Tricks is a trick-taking game, a blind bidding trick-taking game where you're going to be trying to score the most points, which most of the time will be these heroes right here. So these are what you're trying to collect. When you win a trick, this is what you will keep, and they'll be worth victory points. So as you can see, the only important thing on these cards are what the symbol is on the top left-hand corner. And they're going to be 4 different symbols, but broken up into 4 different colors for a grand total of 8 different potential trumps that can be out there. So, you know, the poker chips would be either red or blue, the meeple will be either blue or orange, but as you can see, these are the 8 things that are going to make up this deck of heroes right here, aka victory points. So how are you going to win those? Well, you're going to have these cards in your hand, and these will be those same symbols that you just saw, numbers 1 through 8, and pretty self-explanatory. Last but not least, you're going to have gear cards. Now, gear cards are some cards that will shake up different things in the game. And they'll say right here, play in trick or play before trick, play during the trick, that sort of thing. So, for instance, let's take a look at them. This is the Berserker Axe. If the 8 of the winning suit and color was played, you win. So if somebody plays the best card possible, you win this trick. What do we got next? We got the Broadsword. Play in trick. Your card counts as +2 value. So that one can be pretty useful too. We have the Scroll of Discovery. Play before trick. All players must say their card's suit or number. So, and on the bottom right, they have a not in a 2-player game symbol, which is always nice when they do that because there is a 2-player variant to this game. So, last but not least, we have a handy dandy little cheat sheet card which you'll put out in the middle of the table, and it will say, obviously, if you can match the color of the suit, that is the best. Whoever has the highest number wins. However, if no one matches that, if you match the color, then the highest number wins. If you match the suit, the highest number wins, down to the number. So this will show you who is going to be winning each round. So, last but not least, the box is actually a huge component in this game because it's a very special box that you'll be using to help keep track of many things in the game. So how does this work? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle up your heroes like so and not look at them, but then place them right back here so no one can see them. So obviously, we'd be doing that. Next, you're going to deal out your cards. So let's just deal out, I don't know, so let's say, boom. We got our cards, and everybody's going to get some gear cards. And then you will do this drafting phase where you're going to get rid of one of your gear cards and 2 of your regular cards and pass them to the player on your left if you choose to do that. If you want to play the quick version of the game, then you don't need to, so it's completely up to you. Personally, I like the quicker version of the game because this is a nice, light, quick game. So now we have our cards, we have our gear, and we are ready to rock and roll. So how does this work? You choose the first player, and what's going to happen is the first player is going to secretly reach into the box, not looking, and they are going to draw out the very first hero, and they are going to put it right there. And they're going to look at it. I say, okay, that is what we need. We need the red card. But they're not going to tell that to anyone. This is only information for them. Now what they're going to do is they are going to bid the card they want to bid. So we don't have a particularly good option. We do have this 2... this one right here, so we could play that, and we might have a decent chance to win. Or, you know what, we might just want to screw with people's heads. We might just want to completely bluff, and we might say, you know what, I might play this 7 right here. Because here's what's going to happen. Let's just pretend we go all wild card, and we play the 7. So what we do is we'd slide that 7 in there secretly, and then we would pass it to the player on our left. And you're going to go around the circle until everyone's got a chance to play the card. But the player on the left only gets to see this card. So they're like, all right, so he played a blue 7 meeple. Well, maybe it's an orange meeple, or maybe it's a blue poker chip. So he's not quite sure what the trump is. And he has, you know, he's definitely probably not going to guess it's a red playing card. So it's a really interesting thing. But anywho, he's going to play another card, so let's just say that he goes with, you know, a 5, because maybe he thinks it's a blue poker chip. And then the next guy, you know, maybe he plays, say, this thing. And then the final player, he just randomly guesses, luckily, this one. So the last player, what he's going to do is he's going to take all the cards out of here. And then he's going to place them out in the order in which they came. So this was the original. Let's do it. So boom, 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 boom. So these are the cards that got played. So we look over here and we say, okay, red card. Does anyone have a red card? No, 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 yes. So this person would instantly win it. But let's pretend this guy didn't play that. So next you would see, does anybody match the color? And no one did match the color. No one matched the red. So next we would see, did anybody match the suit? And this is the odd circumstance that no one even matched the suit. No one even played the card. So at this point, we'd look down here and say, who has the highest number? And we say, oh, wow, this guy actually has the highest number with his 7. So he would win that. He'd probably be pretty shocked that he won it, but he would win that card. This would go into his score pile. These would all get discarded. And then the player that went last would start off. He would reveal another hero, and we would rinse, wash, and repeat. Now, what you're going to do in this game is you're going to play until each player only has 2 cards left in their hand, at which point you will tally up whoever has the most heroes and also any gear-related scoring points, and whoever has the most will be the winner of the game. And that, in a nutshell, is how Heroes and Tricks is played. Alrighty then, Heroes and Tricks from Fentanyl First Games LLC coming to a Kickstarter near you very, very soon. I'll be sure to post that Kickstarter link down below. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, it's a trick-taking game. If you don't like trick-taking games, probably might not be for you. But I will say, take that with a grain of salt, because this trick-taking game is unlike any other trick-taking game that I have ever played. Which, speaking of, some people are not going to like the blind bidding in this game. Now, this is like blind bidding on steroids, though. Because not only are you blind bidding, you don't even know what you're blind bidding for. If you're playing like 3rd or 4th or 5th, it's just like, I have no idea what the trump is. I'm basing it on what the last card played was, and that person could have bluffed, or the person before him could have bluffed, or the original person could have bluffed. So really, when you get to that point, it's very hard to make an educated guess as to what you should play. And some people are really not going to like that. And that's another thing that I want to mention. My game group did not like this game. I really enjoyed this game, but my game group did not. Now, I played it with another game group who typically plays lighter stuff. They're a big fan of filler games. They really enjoyed this, but my game group did not. That is something I want to mention. Another con is that it is on the shorter side. It is not a meaty game. If you come into this expecting, you know, a little bit more when you see like the gear cards and whatnot, no, this thing is over in about 15, 20 minutes. When you know what you're doing, this game flies by. Another comment I had with this is that I didn't like it at the smaller player counts. 2 and 3 players, I'm just not interested. It was just, it just wasn't enough. Now, granted, you have a better idea of what could potentially be the trump, but I still liked it at the higher player counts better. Last con I have with this game is that the gear cards. Some of the gear cards just feel like they're better than other gear cards. Period. And do you get the good ones? Do you get the mediocre ones? Or the average ones? It's all random. So some people are going to be turned off by that. But moving on to the pros, I personally had not a problem with any of those things. And I'll tell you exactly why. I really enjoyed Heroes and Tricks. And this is one of my new favorite trick-taking games. And I love trick-taking games. I really do like them. The reason why is because this is easy to learn, it's easy to teach, it's unique, it is cool, it is interesting. I felt like when I was playing this, it was just kind of like me being in a casino and gambling. Because I knew that I was probably not going to win most of the rounds because, you know, I had no idea what the trump was. But at the same time, I'm just like having fun. I'm playing cards randomly, trying to fool the person after me. I'm playing gear cards. I liked how the gear cards work. I thought they really added some spice and variety to the game. Honestly, if you take out the gear cards, I think I would have hated this game. but the gear cards really make it for me. I love the variety of gear cards and what they do, and I thought that was really cool and really unique. And this game just has a lot of interesting mechanisms. I like how the box works as well. Graphic design wise, very nicely done. I like the artwork. Good rule booklet, good components, interesting mechanisms, short, sweet, simple trick-taking game. For me personally, Heroes and Tricks scratches that itch. Will it be for everybody? Absolutely not. Some people are definitely not going to like this game. But if you don't mind your games on the lighter side, and you like trick-taking games, and you like just a little bit of randomness, a little bit of wheeling and, well, not wheeling and dealing, but gambling, Heroes and Tricks might be for you. I personally definitely recommend this game. I had a lot of fun with it. So that is Heroes and Tricks. Not for everybody, but it's for me, and it might be for you. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, did you ever do any senior pranks when you were in high school? I did one. We set it up where there were these 4 pillars, like so, where everybody used to stand. I don't know if you can even see this. And they held up the ceiling, obviously. And what we did was we ran around it with this clear tape. We had like 6 of us who ran around the thing with clear tape and just like trapped everybody inside in the morning. And there was probably like 80 to 100 people in there, and it was awesome. Like some of the girls started to like scream, like, "Oh, we're stuck! We're freaking out!" And like somebody was like, "I'm allergic to tape," and it was pretty humorous. We got in some trouble though. But anywho, did you ever do any senior pranks? Did you have a cool one in your senior class? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.